Hello, my name is Kedge and I'm the director of the McKenzie Friend UK network. I'm a retired police chief inspector and I've been a McKenzie Friend since 2012, and all my views and opinions in my blogs are entirely my own. And today's blog is entitled When Alleging Parental Alienation May Not Be a Very Good Idea. And I'm going to present what is a fairly common scenario. And in this scenario, we have two parents, and they separated about 6 months ago. And during the last 6 months, they've been trying to resolve child arrangements, but they haven't been successful. And the non-resident parent feels that contact has been continually being restricted and reduced to the point that their child, little Johnny, 5 years of age, is now saying that he doesn't want to see his father, who is a non-resident parent. So the father comes across the Form C100 and the Form C18 to make the application to court. And by doing it either on paper or the online process, gets to the point where the question is asked: is your child subject to emotional harm or psychological harm? So what happens next is that they obviously tick the box yes to both, and then make statements about how the other parent is alienating the child, and how the mother is now manipulating the child, and how the mother is controlling, and what a dreadful parent she must be. But later on in the form, the father accepts that the mum is going to be the resident parent, and what he wants is the court to determine the time little Johnny should spend with him. So what's the problem with that? Potentially lots. What the dad has just gone and done right from the outset has just declared war on his ex. But not only just declared war, he's actually launched an Exocet missile in attack. Mum now receives the forms, and the first thing she reads is that she's been accused of parental alienation. So let's think about that for a moment. What's going to happen with conflict? Mum may well now retaliate with extreme prejudice. And guess what? Dad has even told them that mum's going to be the resident parent. So they might be thinking, what have I got to lose? Apart, of course, from destroying the children, but nobody thinks about them. And now mum thinks it's game on. So dad can now expect a nuclear missile attack back. That he's an abuser, coercively controlling, sociopathic narcissist. Risk to the children, dreadful parent, threatening, intimidating, harassing and pestering, and the list can just go on and on and on. I've read it all. What mum is now likely to do is to defend to the death any accusation that they are alienating the child, and will try and turn everything into the dad's fault. And the saddest thing of all is that the children, or the child here, little Johnny, is now being emotionally harmed, caught in the middle of this parental war zone. But it's the dad who pushed that red button first. He set the bar at conflict right at the highest level, right at the very start. And he can't now undo the damage that has potentially been done. So what did Cafcass now do, having received that form and having done the first safeguarding phone call with dad, where again repeats the allegation of parental alienation? All Cafcass are going to do is conclude that both parents are at war with each other and are emotionally harming the child. They will not take the dad's side or the mum's side ever. And they will certainly not agree with the father in relation to his narrative and that of parental alienation. And why not? because they only look at the narrative from the eyes of the child, and they actually tell you this. In the Cafcass manual, their framework, they say, we see the dispute through the eyes of the child, not through the respective narratives of the parents about each other. For us, it is a child's story that needs telling. We promote children being seen and heard by those with parental responsibility, so that issues and problems leading to a court case can be turned into a new opportunity to co-parent responsibly. Problem is now is that Cafcass are now going to see the dad as being a big part of the problem. That it's the father who's not placing the child's interests first, and dad is now seen as 50% of the problem. But of course, mum is going to be the resident parent. That's not contested. So all the focus is now going to be on the father. And indeed, to resume any contact, they're now going to be thinking that this is going to be done and handled very carefully and very slowly. And no doubt, starting point is going to be a contact centre. So my question to you is this. Why would you ever want to enter into the family court arena at maximum conflict as your starting point? Because that's going to make your life as a non-resident parent considerably more difficult. Now, I'm not saying that parental alienation doesn't exist. I've seen many examples of it. It does, and it is vastly complex. But to drop that parental alienation allegation right at the very start of the process is, in my view, almost always a terrible idea. So what we can do at the McKenzie Friend UK network is to actually slow things down, take some time out, and have a chat with you and see how we can do things differently. How we can enter at a starting point of reducing conflict and not increasing it. Of course, if there are solicitors involved, and all too often I see this, conflict is exactly what they want, because it's great for business. And when someone walks in citing child alienation, parental alienation, then they're immediately, in my view, thinking, £20,000. And potentially leaving a person in crippling financial debt on credit cards or loans. So if you're there with your C100 and you're thinking about completing it, and you're thinking about making the allegation right on the outset of parental alienation, then please at least just give me a call first so we can have a chat. I'm looking forward to hearing from you.